Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very sorry for not posting in a long time, but today we're going to be doing a manga haul. Today we have a package from Right Stuff Anime. There are a lot of new series that I'm very excited to show you guys, as well as some pre-order volumes. I did receive this box a while ago, so the pre-order volumes are quite old. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first series I have is Watakoi Love is Hard for Otakus, and here I have volume 1 and 2. This is one of my favorite romance series. This series is a josei placed in an office setting. The main premise is about our main character Narumi, which is an otaku. She prefers to keep this a secret as it has caused all her past boyfriends to break up with her. She started working at a new office where her childhood best friend, which is also an otaku, happened to work there. Through certain events, they decided to start dating. It follows their love story as well as their adventures with other otaku friends. I really love this series and got introduced to it by its anime adaptation. I would highly recommend to either watch or read this series. Moving on, the next series I have is Chi Sweet Home. This is a very wholesome and adorable story about a stray cat named Chi which finds a family. The story is told through the perspective of the cat, so the commentary is very fun to read. This series does have an anime to it, but each episode's like 30 seconds long. So for me personally, it was really frustrating, so I decided just to go ahead and get the manga to it. The next series I picked up is Vinlin Saga. This series was recommended to me by a viewer, so thank you very much for the recommendation. This series does have an anime, but I personally have not watched that yet. My mom has actually watched it and she highly recommends it. This story is set in a time period where Vikings are still around. Our main character basically goes on a journey to get revenge on his father's killer. And that is basically all I know about this series, so if anyone has a better explanation, feel free to leave it in the comments. Moving on, I have a series that I recently watched the anime to and absolutely loved. That series is Cells at Work. This series is about how the cells in your body respond to different things. The body is portrayed as a world and the cells are portrayed as people living in it. Our main character is a red blood cell and we follow her on her daily tasks as she encounters different cells. This series is educational but is also very fun to watch and I would highly recommend it. Since I love this series so much, I decided to pre-order Cells at Work Babies. I'm actually not positive on what the series is about, but I believe it's about the cells when they have not fully developed and we follow them as they learn their jobs. The next series I have is Kuroko no Basket or Kuroko's Basketball. Here is Omnibus 5, which has volumes 9 and 10. We accidentally ordered the wrong one, so this volume is quite random. This manga is one of my favorite sports series. This series is about a middle school team which had a team of 6 amazing members and they were called the Generation of Miracles. After middle school, they decided to go to different high schools to compete against each other and see who was the strongest. Our main character, Kuroko, is quite different from the others. He is quiet and has no presence. He is so unnoticeable that you will not see him on the court. This series was an impulse buy as I did not know anything about it previous to purchasing it. My mom and my sister were looking for manga and thought it seemed interesting, so here I have Bakuna Volume 1 and 2. I don't really know much about this series, but from what I know, our main character is like in a gang organization. I have read Volume 1, but the main plot of the series has really not been established, so I'm honestly confused what it's about. I did originally think it was about detective work, but now I'm honestly really confused. I will read Volume 2, then make my decision if I will further collect it or just stop there. We have another series that was recommended to me by a viewer. This series is Moriarty the Patriot. I recently watched the anime to this series and absolutely loved it. The best way I could explain it is that our main character Moriarty is on a mission to eliminate all bad nobles. He basically wants to stop the class system from determining your life. The story follows his journey to accomplish his goals and his fight against Sherlock Holmes. Next, here I have Horimiya Volume 1. This series does have an anime adaptation which was airing weekly for the winter anime season. This story is about Hori, our main character which is popular at school, and our love interest Miyamura, which is seen as a gloomy nerd. They both have different sides to them that they don't show at school. Through certain events, they see each other's other side and fall in love. The next series I have is One Punch Man. This series is about Saitama, our main character, which trained to become a hero. He is so strong that he beats all his opponents with one punch. The story follows him and his journey to become the #1 hero. This series does have an anime adaptation. I have watched up to season 1, but the art is absolutely beautiful and honestly it's just amazing. Next, I have one of my favorite series. Here is Spy Family Volume 4. This series is about our main character, Twilight, which is a spy. He's assigned on a mission where he needs to infiltrate an elite school. To do so, he needs to form a fake family. His wife ends up being an assassin and his daughter ends up being a telepath. No one knows each other's secrets and we follow them on family adventures. The next series is one of my favorite underrated series. This series is Psycho-Pass. This series does have an anime adaptation which I have watched and thoroughly enjoyed. I have only watched up to season 1 as I was not liking the route season 2 was going. This series is about a world with no government run by a system called Sybil. The police are called the MWPSB, or Ministry of Welfare Public Safety Bureau. They use a Dominator, which is a futuristic gun that measures a person's mentality and brain using a somatic scan. This scan measures someone's psychopaths. The scan reveals the person's crime potential and claims their hue clear or cloudy. This alerts the Sybil system and determines their fate. A hue is like a card that measures how sane you actually are. Having too much fun, stress, sadness, excitement, or happiness can cause a hue to get cloudy and could lead to mandatory therapy, confinement, or even elimination. The MWPSB then works with enforcers, who are considered hardened criminals, to solve cases and help people with psychopaths that exceed what Sybil determined right. This series volumes are really small compared to a normal volume, as well as I do believe the series is out of print, so if you are interested in this series, getting them used would be the best option. I would highly recommend to read the trigger warnings before watching or reading the series. The series I have is Ajin. I have watched the anime and I really liked it. It is really good if you can get over the animation. This series centers around a world where there are monsters called Ajins. They look exactly like humans and Ajins don't even know they are one until they die. Our main character gets run over by a car and regenerates. Everyone around him realizes he is an Ajin. Ajins are seen as monsters who do not have a right to live. There are rumors that you will get a reward if you capture one. When the government captures them, they will perform inhumane experiments on them. The story follows our main character trying to escape and not get caught. I would also recommend to read the trigger warning for this series as well. I just want to mention that these volumes are really small and they are quite expensive, so getting them on sale would probably be the best option. That is everything I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment down below any manga suggestions or any videos you guys would like to see me do. And for anyone who stayed till the end of the video, I will be doing a giveaway on my Instagram. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!